2 days before my summer vacation, a man climbed onto the railing of the Monroe Street Bridge in Spokane, Washington, and threatened to jump. Police and emergency personnel were called in, and for a time it appeared that they might actually talk him down. Still, in the end, he jumped. It's something that could follow a guy around, you know? Especially a guy who tends to believe in things like synchronicity and signs and omens. A guy like me. But it don't stop me from boarding that train. In fact, I face the fear. I so much as invited along for the ride. I give it a face. I give it a name. He, Mr. D, there in 10B. And me, here in 13C. It could be a very weird trip. My itinerary: Amtrak to Chicago for a whirlwind tour of downtown, then to New Orleans to do the same, then to Austin, Texas to see if my granddaughter is developing a Texan accent, which really freaks me out for some reason. But with this Mr. D thing, these plans might need to change. In the distance, downtown Minneapolis, looking bold and invulnerable, Mr. D snickers. And my first glimpse of the Mississippi River, all corralled and tamed. We pass under a series of bridges, and I swing around to film a bridge that resembles the more regal Monroe Street Bridge, where the man jumped. And suddenly Mr. D is next to me, and he says, "Look, do you see, against the white column, something falling? Look closely, there, at the tip of the arrow. Do you see? Falling, falling."
Conductor, what track are we going in on? What side we unloaded, please? Track 19, right side of the train. Track 19, right side, all side.
And suddenly it's me and the D in downtown Chicago doing the Chi-Town boogie on the corner of somewhere and somewhere else, horns honking and trains clacking. We do the Sears Tower and make fun of Okies and fat people. We gargle thick air and spit out naked like public fountains. We pee on a police car. We eat a pizza the size of a cow's head and get super ass stoned in an alleyway. We ride the A train, do the loop. We touch a Picasso. We stroke it, slap it, spit on it. We hump it like dog art. We hold hands like gay rich boys. We gulp city buzz. All this and no one dies. All this and no one dies. Mr. D says to just say the word and we can make it stay like this forever and ever. But I say no, D, no. We have a train to catch tomorrow and we should head back to the hotel. And then...
Pick out your can. Here comes the garbage man.
What the... Oh no. No. Not again.
Here comes the garbage man.
No. Okay. I get it. Good one, Mr. D.
Bridge, a freeway bridge going over the Mississippi River simply collapsed.
What?
Well, we are getting the balls of a dolphin situation out of Minneapolis right now when we're getting a bigger
Weren't we just there,
of
D?
the magnitude of how bad this really is. 50 and 100 cars trapped beneath
Didn't we
the
just
bridge.
go into that
We're
bridge?
also now just hearing that the bridge collapsed on railroad tracks. Witnesses are reporting seeing train cars actually underneath some of the debris.
And Mr. D says, "Hey, which side of the bed you
Chest
want?"
injuries, head injuries.
If you could just repeat that, 70% of the bridges in the United States?
Nearly 70% of the bridges are either structurally deficient or obsolete, either structurally deficient or deficient or obsolete or obsolete or obsolete, deficient or obsolete or obsolete or obsolete.
Mr. D, man, he's in heaven. He's pointing out stuff right and left. Over there, a fishing boat rammed a canoe full of drunk college kids in the fog. A mile beyond that point, 3 French soldiers raped and killed an Indian girl just for fun. You go 22 miles straight that way by boat to a secret CIA training camp. Man, there's shit going on that you don't even want to know about. Look, FEMA trailers, man, what more do you want? My friend, I was at the top of my game just 2 years ago. It's chaos share. Bodies floating, wind howling, people screaming. Man, we're gonna have a great time.
Distance for the final stop.
Is being Robin still the crack open? I got you.
Well, you know Mr. D's buying, and we're not there but a few hours till me and the D-ster are like totally shit-faced, and before you know we're collaborating on some pretty good arguments about why he and me, why we should just both go out and get ourselves laid. Yeah, and then Mr. D, he gets all serious and says there's some place he needs to go, that I should follow. This way, please, he says. So I follow. Mr. D explains that we are looking for the tomb of Marie Laveau, the voodoo queen of New Orleans, where devotees carve X's in the crypt and leave offerings of coins and trinkets and spices, hoping for spiritual favor. And I see Mr. D's getting real excited, and he says, oh, we're getting close, he says, we're so close. And then we're there, and Mr. D becomes ecstatic, his eyes all weird and his fingers twitching upward, and I say, look, Mr. D, look, I'm gonna step right behind the tomb of Pete Fontaine over here and take a leak, okay? But I'll be right back. You just wait right here, okay? I'll be right back.
But I can't sit. You know I can't forget you. Deep in my heart, you know I tried.
And thusly, I ditch Mr. D.
It's just too much steel for going that high up in the air. Too much steel, too much.
Yes, I heed your warning, old man, but I returned with renewed vigor to my original plan to visit my granddaughter Isabella, to mess around with the video camera, and to play endless games of sorry,
If you land
her
on an arrow
rules.
like this, you can zoop down, but you can also make a sound, like zoop.
And, of course, to look for evidence of that Texan accent.
This game is fun!
Busted! But I guess it's kind of cute. So I cut to the chase, go for the big questions. Why are we here?
I don't know. Because we live here.
Why are we here on Earth? What's our purpose here? How come we're here?
Because we were born here.
Why? How come we were
So
born?
we can breathe.
I accept her radical existentialism. I don't know what I'm so freaked out about. She'll always have my blood. I rent a car and zoop back to Spokane. But I sense that something's left undone, so I return to the bridge where the man jumped, and I look down. Actually, I look up. How could Josh sit on that ledge and not think of even one reason to exist, I wonder? Then suddenly, I realize that someone is watching me from above. Could it be my old friend, Mr. D, showing up, as always, at the end of the story, reminding me of what Josh forgot, that one small, sobering, but absolutely essential reason for why we're here?
We can breathe.